Picture this. You're out cruising with some friends in your car, everything's going well, you're having a good time, and all of a sudden you hit a pothole. You think everything's fine until you realize one of your tires has gone flat. Or maybe you're headed out to meet up with some friends. And you get in your car, you turn the key in the ignition, only to hear a clicking sound and have nothing happen. These are just a few emergency situations that we can find ourselves in as both drivers and passengers of vehicles. I myself have been in these situations multiple times, which is why I've chosen to give you a crash course in how to change a flat tire and how to jump a car with a dead battery. A AAA survey found that nearly 39 million U.S. drivers do not know how to change a flat tire, so I figured that would be a good place to start. When changing a flat tire, you first need to locate your spare tire and your jack. If you don't know where this is, you should start by looking in your trunk. Usually it's underneath the carpet. If you go to your trunk and you pull up the carpet, you should find your spare tire and your jack. Once you've found that, you'll want to take the Allen wrench and loosen the lug nuts on your tire before jacking it. Now, to jack your car, you want to jack under a solid metal piece, and a Bridgestone guide on changing a flat tire said that you usually want to get the tire so it's about 6 inches above the ground. That way, it's easy to get the tire off, but your car is not going to tip over from being jacked too high. After you've done this, you'll finish taking off the lug nuts to get the tire. But going back to the lug nuts, some cars come with a special anti-theft lug nut. I tried to highlight it. As you can see, these are kind of normal shaped, but this one's star-shaped. If your car has a star-shaped lug nut, you'll have to find the key for it. That key will usually attach to the Allen wrench, and you'll have to use it to get that specific lug nut off so you can remove the tire. Once you've removed the tire, you'll roll it off to the side, usually put it in the trunk, and you'll replace it with the spare tire. Put on the lug nuts, tighten it down, and then take off the jack. Once you've taken off the jack, you'll want to use the Allen wrench again to tighten the tire. Don't be afraid if when you're driving away the car feels a little uneven, because most spare tires are a little bit smaller than a normal tire. Now that we've seen how to change a spare tire, let's move on and see how to jump a car that has a dead battery. To jump a car that has a dead battery, you'll need 3 things: a friend, a friend's car, and jumper cables. If you don't have these things, you're kind of going to be stuck, so make friends before you get in these situations. Now, the first thing you're going to do is pull the 2 cars nose to nose so they're almost touching. Put the parking brakes on both cars and then open up the hoods. You're going to take the red jumper cable and connect it to the red positive lead on the battery of the bad car, and then connect it to the red positive lead on the battery of the good car. Then you're going to take the black cable and connect it to the negative lead on the battery of the good car, but when you get to the bad car, you're going to connect it not to the battery, but to an unpainted piece of metal like something over here. So your good car should look something like this when you have it connected. The reason you don't want to connect the batteries directly together with the leads is because, as Advanced Auto Parts noted in their guide to jumping a car, directly connecting the batteries could result in an explosion. So it's very important when you connect these to make sure the batteries are done this way. After you've gotten everything connected, you're going to get in the car that has a good battery, turn it on, and rev the engine for about 30 seconds. After you've done that, go to the car with the dead battery and try to crank it on. If it cranks up, then go and power off the car with the good battery. Leave the car that has the bad battery idling for at least 20 minutes, or take a short drive around the neighborhood. That way the battery can charge back up. Or the best case scenario, if you're in this situation, would be to go to like an auto parts store and get your battery fixed. So, congratulations. Now you know what to do if you're stuck in one of these situations. You found that all it takes to change a spare tire is switching out the lugs, jacking the car, taking off the tire, putting the other one back on, and doing that. And then all it takes to jump a car is correctly connecting the cables and revving the engines in the right order. So now you should be prepared for all automotive emergencies.